What's up, B Squad? It is your boy JB, and we are here today with the review for The Oval on BET Season 4, Episode 6, you guys. The episode was titled Guns Blazing. So, before we go ahead and get into the review, you guys, if you guys been watching this review or any other video on the channel, I said it wrong. Subscribe to the channel, you guys. Stop taking me out on this date and having me pay for it at the end of it. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, thumbs up the video, subscribe to the channel, share the video. I know I repeated some things, but just do that stuff for me, you guys. So, you guys, with that out the way, without further ado, let's talk about the Oval, shall we? So, you guys, this episode, we pick up where the last one left off. You guys remember that Eli was on the phone with Victoria. Now, you guys, correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought his wife's name, I've been calling this woman Sloan for so long. Her name is Simone. Child. Simone, Sloan, whatever the hell her name is. It is what it is. So you remember, she asked him, who was he on the phone with, right? Well, he tells her he was on the phone with Max. So he asked her, did she hear anything? She says, no. He said, so why did you ask me who I was on the phone with? She said she was just asking. She was just, just very curious. I was like, girl, have you ever heard the age-old saying, curiosity, curiosity, I can't say it. I cannot say that saying because they will flag me. But y'all know what it is. Curiosity unlives the cat. God. Because I got flagged for saying, I actually got flagged on a review last year for the Queen's video. I got flagged for that, for saying curiosity, because I almost said it. Curiosity unlives the cat. So he tells her that, they need to go over to the White House. They need to apologize to Hunter and to Victoria. She's like, that woman is evil. There is no way I'm going over there to apologize to them. So we had a bit of a back and forth about that. So then, she still doesn't believe the proof that he showed her. But says, but I showed it to you. You saw it. She's like, yeah, but they could doctor that. It could be fixed. Very much so could be fixed. And some of it was fixed. That agent Yuma, piece of hair. The shit with Yuma, fake. The shit with Kyle, fake. The shit with Max, fake. The stuff with Jason, real. Everything else that he showed them was a bunch of bullshit. So, she tells him that, they're talking about, like Max, Bobby, Max, Bobby, Richard, Nancy, Priscilla, Sharon, all of them that just left. She's like, yeah, some of them don't believe it as well. He was like, which one? She's like, I just can read people, but I don't really know which one. I was like, girl, okay, let's pause here and move forward. Nope, we're not gonna pause here and move forward. I was just saying, like, let's put a pause in that one because I don't know what to make of him. I really don't. I don't trust him, and I'm still just trying to figure out what the end game is. So, after Simone left, Simone, Sloan, whatever her name is, after she left, he called Victoria back saying that, she's like, did she know it was me that you were talking to? He says, no, she didn't. So then he tells her that she needs to get with Donald to tell him and Kyle to lay off, right? And that, to tell them what he told the others about Max and Yuma about the situation where Kyle thought that they were working with terrorists. So that's why he set it up as how he set it up, right? So then he tells her that, we'll be over there tomorrow and we're going to apologize to you and to Hunter. And she was like, you're going to apologize to us? He was like, yes. She's like, there's no way that woman's going to apologize to me. I'm like, you're absolutely 1000% correct. There's absolutely no way that Sloan will apologize to you. But that's it. Let's pause right there and let's move forward. So while she's on the phone with Eli, Hunter comes in and telling her to hang up the phone. She says, get out. And telling Eli's like, I'll hang up. She's like, don't you hang up. So she finally eventually hangs up. He asks her, who was she on the phone with? She says her man. So then he asks, he is asking her, what's going on. He says he knows that she did it and he's going to find out and prove it. I'm like, okay, Hunter, how? Because Victoria posed a very, very good question to Hunter, right? She was like, have you done any work since we've been in the White House? Because on the news, they talk a lot about you. So have you done anything? He doesn't care. And I was like, so if you haven't done any work, how are you going to find out what Victoria did? That involves WORK, Hunter. But I mean, if whatever Hunter says, I really, some these storylines are not adding up anymore to me. They don't make a whole hell of a lot of sense to me anymore because now I'm thoroughly confused what direction this show was going in. Like I knew where we were going with the Eli and Hunter situation, but now I don't know where we're going. So Hunter eventually left, and when Hunter left, Victoria called for a motorcade because she's gonna go over to Donald's home, right? So she calls the Secret Service. Secret Service tells her they can't get a motorcade for her. She says get a motorcade. They say we can't get a motorcade. She says get me a motorcade. Ma'am, we can't do it for your safety. Get me a motorcade. We can't do it for your safety, man. Get me a motorcade. We can't do it for your safety. Get me a motorcade. Okay, ma'am. I hate when Tyler Perry does that. That is the most annoying thing to me. The redundant back and forth dialogue when you're just repeating the same thing. I just never understand it. But hey, it is what it is. So we see Nancy, so she's calling Barry up, right? But she's not getting any answers from Barry, right? So Richard is like, I wonder if Barry is mad at us. And Nancy was like, well, I did go up to his room after you left, and he was very much upset about that boy being here. Well, Barry got to get over that one, right? I mean, if all of their lives were being threatened and they felt like Richard was a safe place, it is what it is. Chalk it up, sweetheart. So then they talk about Hunter, right? So Sharon wants to know if she can go back to her regular life. And, Richard was like, well, you heard what the vice president said. And she was like, so I can go home. He was like, I think you might want to stay with us for just a little bit longer, right? So I guess that's what Sharon's going to do, stay with Richard and Nancy just for a little bit longer. Again, so my issue when it comes to the Sharon situation is, how is this storyline going to play out? Like, y'all had Hunter, like, that's harassment. He's harassing Sharon. He's bribing Sharon. Tyler, I got another question for you, Tyler. Are we not going to go back and explore the fact that Hunter got caught by the cops with a prostitute and drugs? Because that storyline, it ended. They put an APB out on. They put an APB out on Alonzo's car, right? But the cops clearly saw that it was the president of the United States with an undercover cop that's a prostitute, and she was wearing a wire. So you have a lot of information that you can put out to the public. It can go to the Senate. It can go to the Senate. They can impeach him. It can go to the House. Depending on how the House of Representatives is and how the Senate is, it can go to the Senate and the House. They can write up articles of impeachment on that bastard and impeach him. Like, look what happened with Bill Clinton and Monica Lewinsky. This is worse. This is worse than Bill Clinton and Monica Lewinsky. You know what, Tyler? I'm not going to write your show for you, sir. Like, that's easy. That is easy. Leak that for the American people to know. How would the American people feel knowing that their president is a cokehead and solicits sex from sex workers? We don't want to say a prostitute, but sex workers. Let's pause here and let's move forward. So, you guys, next up we see Priscilla and Sam. So Sam and Priscilla, they got home, right? Priscilla still feels like Sam should be in a hospital. And Sam was like, nah, Priscilla, I'm fine, right? I just need to rest. I'll be okay. So then he sits down and he wants to talk to Priscilla. So he tells Priscilla, like, hey, Priscilla, I was really stupid for what I did to you. I had been taking some testosterone and it just made me really, really horny. Now, y'all know how I felt about this situation with Sam and Priscilla, right? Priscilla, I get that you don't have to readily. I mean, girl, You made your man. I'm not blaming Priscilla, but girl, you didn't make him feel wanted or desired. Anytime that man wanted, I mean, he even asked you for some head, and you said no. Girl, at least if you don't suck it, jack it or sit on it. Girl, just sit on it. But I get her point. Like, you were upset because I wouldn't give you none, and you went and slept with the first lady, and she's been making my life a living hell. And Priscilla says she's not quitting her job. Go, Priscilla, right? So then he says, "Can I have another chance?" She said, "Oh yes, Sam, you can have another chance." He's like, "You don't have to be so sarcastic." She tells him, "Well, you know what, Sam, you can stay for a few days, but after that, your ass gotta go." So you guys, next up, we see Max and Bobby. Max and Bobby, you guys. I'm trying with Max and Bobby. More so I'm trying with Bobby. Because Bobby is just doing stuff that just don't make any kind of sense to me. Cause so Max and Bobby are on the same page that what Eli said to them, they don't buy it, right? So Bobby has a contact at Langley, but he doesn't feel like his connection go up as high as Eli's connection does, right? So Bobby wants to say Bobby says to Max, he wants to go over to Donald's house and just walk right into the front door. I was like, what does walking into Donald's front door do for you, Bobby? That doesn't, like, what is that gonna do? What will that do for you, Bobby? Bobby, answer me. What does that do for? Like, I'm just confused. Like, you gonna go up? Who is it? It's Bobby. Bobby, what do you want? I want Lily. Okay, come on in and you can take Lily with you. Does that make any sense to you, Bobby? Exactly. It makes no sense. So, yeah. No. Let's pause here and move forward. Lord, I ain't even finished with this review. So, the scenes with Dale and Alan, very insignificant. Dale makes a joke about them cuddling because it's cold. Alan wants to check his phone. Dale says don't do it, right? Because they'll track you. He's like, let me use your phone. He's like, no, they're going to track mine too. Did you work for him? No, but I was sleeping with his boyfriend. He's like, keep it in your pants. I was like, Alan, shut up. So Alan says he's just going to turn his phone on and check his messages. Dale says, dumbass, don't do that. He does it. When he answers the voicemails, it's not Alan, it's Donald on the line telling him to get to the White House. He's wondering why is he calling him to the White House. Dale says because he's playing you. I was like, thank God somebody noticed that. So Nancy, Richard, and Sharon, they got home. Why was Miss Jody outside at night in the dark sweeping her lawn? So Nancy spoke to Miss Jody. No answer. Sharon spoke to Miss Jody. No answer. Richard speaks to Miss Jody. Hey Richard, how you doing? And he was like, I'm fine, Miss Jody. And she says, tell your wife that she ignored me, so I don't want to talk to her. The president was here. And he was like, Miss Jody, we shouldn't be talking about that. She's like, bullshit. I mean, the fact that Miss Jody just kept cussing because she was talking about the fact she posted it on social media. They took her social media down, and they were like, yeah, we can't talk about that. He was in my damn neighborhood. What was he doing here? And not Barry, but Richard said he was here getting something. What was he getting from you? And then she at one point said, y'all act like I'm nosy. If the shoe fits, wear it, lady. Your ass is nosy as fuck. So yeah, they eventually went in the house. Richard was asking her why was she sweeping outside. Girl, you's a rake. Alright, you guys, let's pause here and move forward. So, as they got inside, Nancy and Sharon, they were gonna cook dinner, right? And then Richard got a phone call from Sam, and Richard asked Sam, like, why didn't you tell the vice president about the package? Sam says no, he didn't want to mention it and he says nobody shouldn't. He don't feel like anybody should know about it, but he needs them. He wants to meet him at the package, right? So Rich was like, "I'll come and get you." He's like, "No, I'll meet you there." He's like, "Stop being so prideful and let me come and get you." So then we see Kyle. So Kyle is talking to the agent that he had to watch everybody in last week's episode, right? I forgot what his name was. So so he tells Kyle that he found Alan because Alan turned his phone on, so they know where Alan is. They got a satellite over them so they can see them. So he shows Kyle the video, and in the video he sees Dale. So he tells the guy, let him know when he finds them. So then Kareem showed back up to Miss Nancy and Dale and Mr. Richards' house, right? So he tells Sharon that Dale and Alan, they're camping, and Sharon tells him that the vice president says that, they're all good, that, they'll leave them alone. He says, even the president, she's like, yeah. He says that, he'll talk to Hunter and get him to leave her alone. I was like, how? If the man just told y'all didn't have no, quote unquote, didn't have anything, what is he gonna? Oh my God. Okay, I'm gonna move forward because I'm gonna move on because I just don't want to. I'm not gonna put my brain through that kind of bull. So I'm just gonna keep talking because I'm not gonna try to think about it. So, he asked her to come home with him. She says no. He says because of Barry. She says no. Are you mad at me? No. Why would I be mad at you? Because I didn't stand up for you. That was the president. Okay, Kareem, I really couldn't care less. Let's pause here and wrap up this episode. All right, you guys. So Sam and Richard, they went to go check on Jason, right? So the guy that is keeping watch of Jason, he told them that Jason tried to use a knife against him, but he had a bigger knife, so Jason backed down, right? So then they went to talk to Jason. They asked Jason, why did he jump? He said, because his parents are evil. They said, was there more to it than that? He's like, what are you talking about? They asked him about Gene. He says, Gene, who? Who's that? They said, you know who that is. He's like, yeah. He said his dad, R-A-P-E-D'd her. Repeated her, right? And then the last scene of the episode, I don't know why the hell Tyler waited to the last scene of the episode to bring in Donald and Lily. I am so tired of seeing Donald and Lily. It is the worst scene. Donald and Lily's scenes are just as bad as Dale and Alan's scenes. I'm still kind of confused as to how the hell Donald is in tip-top shape. He hasn't had surgery, so I'm assuming that bullet is still in him. The doctor did give him some pain meds, but it is not morphine. Dude, I was watching Ashley's video last week, and Ashley made a very good point that I've been thinking too. Ashley said that everybody that gets shot on this show, they don't stay wounded for long. She said something like that. And that is so true. Richard has gotten shot, he's fine. Bobby's gotten shot, he's fine. Sam got shot, he's fine. Donald got shot, he's fine. Lily gets shot in the shoulder. Lily is a wounded animal. So Lily asked Donald what are things like with him. He tells her things stay the same between them. She's like, oh God. Then at the end of it, Bobby showed up in the crib with a gun on Donald. That was where the episode ended, you guys. I ain't got nothing else for this episode because, to be honest with you guys, for me, if I were to rate this episode on a scale from A to F, I would give this episode a D. I would give it a D. Would I give it a D? Because it wasn't an F. Was it an F? No, I would give it a. No, I would give it. Oh, I would give it a. I would give it a D. Nope. We're gonna be nice. We'll give it a C. It wasn't. Do we want to give it a C or do we want to give it a D? Hell if I know. We'll give it a C/D. Because it wasn't horrible, but it wasn't great either. Let me know what you guys thought about it in the comment section below. Subscribe to the channel. Turn on your post notifications. Share the video, you guys. And until the next time, stay safe out there. Take care of yourselves. You guys wash your hands. Wear a mask. Socially distance. Be blessed. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys. I'll see you guys later for Abbott Elementary and Sisters. Hopefully, sisters is better.